What's up, everybody? Lead meteorologist John Choquette here for another video. I know, I was just here a couple hours ago. Feels like I was live 20 minutes, not even 10 minutes ago. There we go, getting my chat up here for me to look at. I'm at the desk. We're going to start with talking about what's happening currently, and then we are going to primarily focus on the forecast for tomorrow. If you were watching the video earlier, I did not have the opportunity to talk about the risk for tomorrow because today's risk was pretty significant. We had a lot of storms going on this morning, and it looks like DFW has a very good chance of seeing some pretty intense storms tomorrow. But that doesn't minimize what's happening right now. So if you guys see here, I do have the radar for the Nashville area open right now, and it looks like actually if I zoom in right here, we've got a tornado warning already in effect here to just to the south of Clarksville, Tennessee. Storm is looking pretty, I say, little hooky, shrimpy shower looking thing. If we bring up the storm relative velocity, there is a bit of rotation right in here. So it looks a little broad right now. I don't think we have an imminent tornado unless somebody visibly saw something on radar, like in the air. But we do have this storm here. Let's see what it is currently warned for. It's tornado warning for quarter-size hail, radar indicated rotation, and that is the concern for this afternoon across northern middle Tennessee. Any of these storms, there's a lot of shear in this atmosphere, so a lot of spinning in the atmosphere. So that means that very quickly we can get some tornadic activity with any of these storms. It's only warned for quarters. Storm looks like it's just now getting its act together. So still got some time. This is south of Clarksville. It is, moving to the east at 15 miles an hour. It's moving pretty slow, but there is a fair bit of population within here. Clarksville is a pretty big town here in northern sections of Tennessee. Yeah, look at that. We have quite a bit of population there in the Round Pond, Hickory Point area. Again, tornado warning does include Clarksville. The tornadic rotation is south. It is south of Clarksville. Clarksville's pretty much right here. Rotations right in here. If you guys see in this corner all the little thunderstorm icons and tornado icons showing up, that is severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warnings being issued. So I do have off to my other monitor here quite a bit of more crap. Hey, Allie, can you tell them there's tornado warning in Miami? Sorry, I got family. Got a tornado warning here in Oklahoma now, which does include a fair bit of my family. So I'm trying to give them the heads up. So again, a lot ramping up quickly here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's go ahead. We're going to move a little bit further south. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning issued for the northern sections of Nashville. Again, these shrimpy little showers are showing a fair bit of rotation pretty quickly. The National Weather Service here National Weather Service here is not screwing around in Nashville. So again, severe thunderstorm warning. This one is not a tornado warning. Nothing too crazy at the moment. Only for quarter-size hail. The storm is moving slowly to the northeast at 25 miles an hour with the anticipation that it's going to strengthen and potentially produce some larger hail, maybe even produce a tornado warning as well. So we're watching this very carefully here in Nashville. And you notice there are more storms off to the south. These are all streaming. We have a ton of warm air just racing to the north here across middle Tennessee, and with a boundary layer probably somewhere right around in here, and that is allowing for a lot of convergence, which is two air masses coming together and lifting quickly, and a lot of rotation in the air, so that's allowing for any of these possible storms to potentially have tornado warnings or anything like that pretty quickly here. So we have a few other areas of concern with some storms right now. We're going to zoom it out just a little bit. So here in Nashville, again, we just started getting some storms starting to ramp up here. In Bowling Green, it looks like this storm was pretty nasty earlier, had some golf balls with it. Looks like now in Bowling Green itself, this storm has weakened a fair bit. But notice, look at all these supercells all over the place here. We've had this one storm that has stayed south of St. Louis that has been a prolific big hail producer. The town of Festus, Missouri, got pummeled with a quarter to tennis ball size hail. Further off to the west, we now have the dry line really firing here, and that is what we were talking about. So I have a lot of family in Miami, Oklahoma with this storm here. I'm picking it up from, I don't think I have the Tulsa radar loaded up. Do I? No, I do not have the Tulsa radar loaded up. I have it picking up from Springfield here. It is moving into the city of Miami, Oklahoma right now. Correlation coefficient does show there's some hail with this storm, and there is definitely at least mid-level rotation. Again, I'm not looking at this from the more beneficial radar. So anyway, you're probably hearing those sirens going off in far northeastern Oklahoma, and this storm is moving generally towards the, I believe generally towards the northeast, and that is moving east at 30 miles an hour. So if I clear this out, that does put Joplin, the south sides of Joplin, at risk here in the next 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, so Miami, if you're watching Miami next like 10 minutes or so, you're going to be seeing that storm. I believe the main area of circulation, if I look off to onto my other computer here, that main area of rotation still pretty broad right now. It should generally stay, let me look, generally south of Miami itself. I think south of Miami, so across along Highway 59. Yeah, it looks like the tornadic circulation will stay south of Miami itself, but large hail and gusty winds are pretty likely with that. Other areas that we are looking at here for some storms, if I just zoom this out a bit, again, that tornado warning for Clarksville developing, and we also have storms over here in the Carolinas as well. Looks like the Greenville area had a storm moving through. It looked really good coming into Greenville. Looks like we had like some really big hail coming in, but the storm didn't quite hold together. Looks like we had a nickel report here in Greenville, so that is below severe limits. That severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for just quarter-size hail. It was one for tennis balls at one point, but by the time it pulled in population, it really wound down. Further off to the north, we are watching this stuff in Shelby, North Carolina, where we do have some tornado warnings in effect here. Let me see. Let's see if I can switch the overlay a bit. There we go. I got the warnings weren't coming up on the storm properly, so there we go. This tornado warning here for the Shelby area, that includes Bellwood, Cherryville, Double Shoals, Kingston, for 1-inch hail. Radar indicated rotation moving southeast at 30 miles an hour. That does put Charlotte, North Carolina, at risk here in the next hour and a half. So again, we have a lot of activity already ongoing here with this storm. I think it's going to be a very long afternoon and long evening across a lot of the forecast region. And this is just storms that's happening right now. We do have other areas at risk. We have, looks like the dry line should fire all the way down through Oklahoma and possibly all the way down towards Dallas today. But that is not the main meat and potatoes what we're talking about in this video. I see 68 of you watching here on Hail Trace's Facebook, potentially more. I know what you guys want to see. You want to talk about what we're expecting for Dallas tomorrow. So before I get into what the actual forecast is, since I'm kind of getting things queued up here, I'm going to switch over to, we're just going to talk through what we're expecting, what we're seeing on the forecast model. So instead of on the Max computer, which is the graphics you're seeing here, this is just going to be what the forecast is showing for tomorrow. I have it zoomed in north central Texas, across the region here for the Dallas area. Oh, hang on, crap. I got stuff moving on the other screen there. Let me go back. Okay, never mind. So this is what we're looking at forecast-wise and why we have an enhanced risk. The Storm Prediction Center issued an enhanced risk for DFW for tomorrow. Hail focus, really looking like we could see quite a bit of activity here, and this is why. So here's it starting at 7 a.m. tomorrow in Dallas. We're moving through. This is one of the runs of the forecast model, the high resolution rapid refresh. By 1 p.m., look at that, or by 3 p.m., look at that big storm here, already beginning to, oops, dang it. Big storm here trying to form across portions of Tarrant County. Again, exact locations, don't ride or die on the exact locations, just focus on what is being forecast, what's being shown here. Showing that we have a numerous amount of storms forming across in and around the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and moving across the area through the evening hours. So between about 3 and about 8 p.m., quite a few storms. The environment tomorrow is going to be extremely favorable for large hail. Let's see, can I, on the local view, can I show that? I'll show dew points, right? So this is, you need that moisture. It's obviously very humid across Dallas right now, and that is going to continue tomorrow. You have a lot to work with that. Dew point temperature is 75 to 78 degrees. That's a lot of moisture to work with, a lot of warmth. These storms will explode tomorrow and have ample opportunity for big hail to form and move across the region. So with that, if we even bring up does this model go off far enough? Nah, dang it, it doesn't. If we bring up a couple of the other forecast models now, I'll show you guys other areas potentially at risk for tomorrow if I just jump ahead. So this is a different forecast model we look at. This one shows storms forming further south, closer to the Austin, Texas area, and then erupting towards the Dallas area. So we have a fair amount of confidence that we're going to see some hail across Dallas and potentially some pretty significant hail. So with that, let me cut back to what we have here on the radar currently. Again, continued tornado warning and stuff, but let's just jump to the forecast. Why most of you guys are watching, right? So this is what we're expecting for tomorrow across the DFW area and across the whole region. Again, this is a much bigger risk than just Dallas. I'm talking mostly about Dallas, but what's going to happen is we're going to have storms that begin in the Dallas area, and things are going to race east across the deep south. So with that, you see the the purple showing up on the map. You guys know what that means. That's tennis ball size plus. That doesn't go that goes all the way down to the San Antonio area, as well as having that potential of up to golf ball size hail making our way to Macon, Georgia. And there's a chance for some storms as well, primarily in the morning for areas that I'm going to highlight here with the risk for the East Coast. So the storms happening today and tonight, they'll continue and probably move off into the morning hours here. So Pittsburgh, Charleston, West Virginia, Washington, D.C., that's all probably going to be pretty early in the morning. And then we have Raleigh, the little orange area I have highlighted there, so where you see the moderate chance for Raleigh. Additional supercells look like they're going to form in the afternoon hours, potentially up to that golf ball size hail. So Raleigh's in a moderate chance, low chance for Charlotte. We move further south, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Macon. This is going to be late, okay? This is going to be after dark. We're going to see storms form back on the I-35 corridor in Texas and race to the east. As they race to the east, they'll likely become more of a wind threat, but there will be storms that will race up in front of the big storm system here with the potential for hail there up to golf ball size from Birmingham to Macon. And then the hail may be a little bit bigger because it may be a little earlier when the storms happen in Jackson, so I have that moderate chance. And then here, this is what you guys are wanting to see, the big meat and potatoes for tomorrow's risk. I do not have the hatching in there quite yet. I want to see how things are looking in the morning, see where there's any boundary layers, anything for storms to route and ride along like a train tomorrow before I get into that. But I do have a high chance for Dallas-Fort Worth, high chance for Shreveport, moderate chance for San Antonio. So I think there will be more storms than just Dallas-Fort Worth. I'm willing to bet that we'll see storms fire down along the dry line, potentially down to about Austin. So could be some really big hail with this. Again, I think that potential of your Texas size hail, this is the time of year, man, where if you get a big supercell all by itself that moves through and takes advantage of the instability that Texas has to work with here in May, you get the big time hail, the softball size hail, all that stuff. So it's really looking like we're going to see quite a bit of that. So we have a high chance for Dallas-Fort Worth. I'd say like a moderate to moderate high chance, maybe further south towards Waco and Austin. San Antonio is right on that cusp of moderate, and then further to the east like Houston, yeah, that's a low chance, right? So that's what we're expecting, and if you guys want the city breakdown here of just Dallas-Fort Worth itself, this is what I got. This is for tomorrow. This is not today's risk, right? This is tomorrow's risk. So anywhere between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. is when you're going to see that potential for storms that form off to the west and move through, potentially multiple rounds of storms, and it could be giant hail. Any of these things have really big hail. I'm saying max 3-inch right now, but I would not be shocked again if we can get some. If you get a storm, I mean, again, a lot of you guys are watching from the Dallas area, you know the potential, right, of like the crazy stuff that could happen. Wiley, Texas from 2016, or pretty much a storm every year since then of that baseball and larger. I think it's pretty likely that people in the Metroplex will see at least quarters tomorrow. And as of this moment, as of whatever time it is right now, 2:25 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday, I think by Thursday, I got a pretty good feeling, that moderate chance of golf balls and larger, but I think the chances of storms across Dallas-Fort Worth are pretty high for tomorrow. And that's why I really wanted to come in and do this video for you folks today. As I'm kind of looking around right now, off on my other screen, there is a tornado watch now issued for eastern sections of Oklahoma, parts of northwestern Arkansas, up to 4-inch hail. Holy crap. Yeah, so a lot of storms beginning to form here, but I want to see if I do anything else before I end this live. I'm just making sure we don't have any major Again, I have another monitor. If you guys want to see some inside baseball, I guess. I do have this other monitor that actually controls the stream, right? So this is what I'm looking at here. So when I'm looking on here, I can see an overview of the whole country. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's worthy of keeping me on the stream. And looking at it right now, got some smaller hail again in the Greenville area. Storms heading towards Charlotte. There's a severe thunderstorm warning for Charlotte for half-dollar size hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds, probably more wind threat. We do have quarter-size hail already reported from the Beeman Park area around Nashville. I think more storms are going to be coming with that. Tornado warning still in effect for the Clarksville area. Tornado warning still in effect for Miami. And the tornado watch is in effect all the way down to the Red River. So there is a chance we do see some storms firing pretty soon here across down into the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We'll jump in with anything crazy for that. And until then, thanks for tuning in, guys. Where is my thing? Let me jump straight to the end. Obviously, you guys know what to do. Stay tuned with us. Probably through the rest of this afternoon. Anything else crazy goes down, we'll try to go live. I am unavailable this evening. So Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. If you're watching us here, just stay tuned to that. We'll keep you updated. Give us a call, 855-334-4245, info at hailtrace.com, hailtrace.com. You guys know the drill. Thanks for tuning in, for doing this special little video here for the Day 2 risk, and also just kind of checking in on what's happening. And if anything crazy happens, we'll be back. If not, we'll see you tomorrow to recap what happened yesterday and get that Day 1 forecast to see will Dallas-Fort Worth get a big old 5-star tomorrow. See you then.